YouTubers, family and friends, good morning. This is Edward at the Golden Palace, and waking up here kind of early this morning, around 6 a.m., and it's going to be a nice, beautiful day. It's mostly sunny. There's a little bit of clouds there to the east, but otherwise it's a real nice, cool morning. It was clear most of the night, so it's real cool this morning. Let's look at the temperature. I'll show you guys what the temperature is. Maybe it's closer to 6:30 now. Oh, it's closer to 7. So 6:52 on the 8th of March. 76 degrees on this Friday morning. So that kind of gives you a clue. If it's clear outside during the night, it gets nice and cool. And so probably this morning it was early, a couple hours earlier, it was 75, maybe even 74. And you get that once in a while. But today I got my chainsaw out. I've been working on this a little bit yesterday too. I took the covers off and stuff, and the problem I got right now is that if I put a little gas in the spark plug there, it'll pop off and it'll run for like 5 seconds. And I think I have a problem with the carburetor, probably gummed up in the jets, so I'll be pulling the carburetor out today. I just got to pull off these two nuts right here, and then pull that carburetor out and get into where the jets are and clean it up real good with gasoline, and hopefully I can get her to run. But this bugger here, I bought this Stihl model MS 381. I bought this bugger 8 years ago, and it cleared all this property and, cut up the coconut trees into lumber for the construction, for scaffolding and stuff. And then it cleared, in the back here, lots of trees on the other side of the wall here. So it's done a lot of good work over the years for me, and now I got a couple more. I got 2 trees in the back there from when that windstorm hit. I got to cut that the rest of the way up. Plus, then my 3 hectares out to the northwest, I got a couple deadfalls that fell over the fence line, so I got to cut those up too. So I'm getting it out and getting it reconditioned. This is a brand new plug. I pulled the other plug out. The old plug ain't that bad, really. I mean, it's dirty, but I decided to put a new one in. See, I'm sure it still gets a spark, but we'll see. I know it's a carburetor problem, unless it's a fuel line, because it's not getting fuel. It could be a fuel line too, but I'm going to pull everything out, blow everything out with fresh gas, and clean it up the best I can and see what I can come up with. So that's my little project this morning. So you guys take care out there, and keep the hopes up. You got a month left before that April 8th eclipse coming on the U.S. And like I say, on the first eclipse of the 3 in a 7-year period was 2017, right? I'm pretty sure it was September. It could have been August, but I think it was September. So that was like after the first solar eclipse. It was like 2 weeks later, and that's when the massacre happened in Las Vegas, where over 400 were injured and over 60 were killed. I mean, just thousands and thousands of rounds of ammunition were were shot upon the crowd there at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. And I remember it very well because I lived in Las Vegas at that time. And I was living up on the mountain to the north of Las Vegas, but I had come in early into town that morning because I had to get some 2-inch tubing for a project I had going at the house there. So when I went to the store, they were all watching the news and you know how he was just staring at the TV, a whole crowd staring at the TV of what had happened that night before. So yeah, it was a weird thing, and that's how these satanic cults operate, right? Because if you don't believe what's going on with the moon and stars and stuff like that, these evil cults sure do. So I'm telling you that it's a bad time. So I would advise, don't go out in any large gatherings or anything like that in the next few months. I'd say not at all, because there's all kinds of saboteurs that have come over, terrorists that have come over the southern border. I mean, in the millions. Even the evil government have been flying charter flights from all over South America, Central America, of millions. I'm talking millions of people over the last 3 years. They've been charter flighting and just letting these people through the southern border. So it's in the millions. Some estimates are anywhere from 8 to 16 million, right? And a lot of these people, maybe a certain percentage, 30%, 40%, we don't know for sure, right, of PLA, military-age men from China. About half of them that have come into the country are from China. And I am not kidding you. You know, they pay the ones that have come through the southern border, pay the Mexican cartels big bucks, sometimes up to $20,000-$30,000 to get, safe passage through the border. And then when they go to the border, for 3 years now, the Border Patrol have been told to just catch them and then release them instantly, if the ones they catch, which is a tiny, tiny fraction of what just walks right through, right? I've seen tons of videos on it now. So yeah, that's treasonous. That whole program from the government is absolute treason. I mean, think about it. I mean, the people should be rising up right now, marching on Washington, and literally hanging every single congressman, every single executive branch. They should be hung from the highest tree of allowing that kind of stuff to happen in the country. I mean, man, all my years, I couldn't even imagine something like that happening. But it's happening right in your face, people in America, and you're not doing one thing about it. You either need to step up and take some action or get out. Like God told me to get out. Get out of there, because it's a hopeless cause. It's clearly in the hands of communist, satanic cultists. That's the government of the United States, guys. I'm telling you. And the judgment is very close. So I just pray for you guys. Get out. You absolutely get out. You need to heed the call and get out as fast as you can. I had 3 years to prepare and get out, but because I was warned early. But you guys, the warning is way late. If I was you right now, I'd just walk away. Give everything away and just walk away. Get a plane ticket and come to the Philippines. And then, whatever you can do to transfer, like as far as your funds and stuff, if you have a bank, over time, as long as the banking system stays going, that's on the teetering edge right now too, of never being able to get into your account again. Same thing with the stock market. Overnight, that thing could be down to zero. Absolutely. I've been expecting that for years, because it's even all these stocks are rehypothecated stocks, and it's just fake. It's all digital fake. It's a fake number. Your whole retirement that you worked for your entire life, that's all, unless it's in cash or you've converted into gold or silver in your hand, all that digital numbers stuff is fake, guys. I mean, believe me, you've been used to something for 100 years or so, but this times have changed big time. I would not trust anything right now, guys. So, I mean, I probably transferred several $100,000 through, because I had a close banker friend, right, where I was able to open up account in my wife's name in the Philippines, my Filipina wife, and then transfer hundreds of thousands into her account. Then we took it from there and put it into cash and gold, right? And then you have it in your possession. You don't trust the banks. You use the banks to get where you need it to be in a safe place, and that's it. Then I also transferred on my person probably 50 to 100 ounces of gold over several different trips. I mean, the rule is that you can't transport more than 10,000 either US dollars cash or coins in equivalent of 10,000. Well, several times I went up to 20, 30,000 and didn't get caught. But if you get caught, it can get confiscated. So you really got to be careful on that. So, and a couple times I had a big bunch of cash. Luckily, it was about 9,500 in cash that I had in a secret pocket in my chest area, in a special pocket for a garment for carrying cash when I'm traveling. And the TSA patted me down and discovered that I had something underneath my garment, right? So they put me in a small room and I had to take out the money. I told them, yeah, it's cash because I'm traveling. And so I had to take out the hundreds and put it on the table, and they said, yeah, it looks like it's under 10,000. I said, yeah, it is, it's under 10,000. And they said they didn't count it, but they just seen by the pile of it that it was under 10,000. So I just put the cash back in my secret pouch and under my chest shirt, and I was on my way. But that's the kind of stuff that's going to happen when you're traveling. Another time I was in Beijing and I had a whole bunch of silver coins, and I was held for quite a while there in Beijing by the security customs people at the airport. But then, you know, they just wanted me to get worried, I'm sure, and I was under the, you know, understanding that, well, you know, if they take it, they take it. There's nothing I can do. And it was probably, I don't know, between 20 and 30 ounces of 1 ounce silver coins. And, you know, they're all curious, especially foreigners. When they see coins or money, they're all curious. They want to see all that you got and everything. I had to pull out my coins lots of times because silver, if you're going through airport security, silver will beep, 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 the loudest I've ever seen of any metal. Gold, nothing. Gold won't set the detectors off, but silver will. So, I mean, all the gold that I went through airports with all over the world, not one time was I asked to see my gold, because the detectors never went off, not even once. So, yeah, that's pretty strange if you think about it, right? But that's the truth. And I've been through Moscow, I've been through Beijing, I've been through South Korea, Thailand. I mean, you name it, I've been there. I mean, not everywhere in the world, but lots of different foreign countries. And to tell you the truth, one of the worst ones was South Korea. They confiscated several different items saying, oh, this could be a weapon, blah, blah, blah. I mean, South Korea was the worst. I lost at least 3 personal items, small little tiny knife or something, you know. Oh, this is a dangerous weapon, and they would just take it. And you don't have a choice because you got a couple hours before your transfer of your flight. You know, and that's a lot of times I was going through there to go to Manila, back to the Philippines, and I finally stopped going there altogether because South Korea is terrible. Don't go there. So, anyways, that's just a little background on transferring of funds and stuff like that. even now to this day, all my remittances go through my U.S. bank account. So, you know, and I can do a remittance up to twice per month. I have deposits twice per month in my U.S. bank, and I remit it to the Philippines, where you pick it up at a pawn shop in cash, in Philippine peso cash. And I do that through what's called the Zoom. It's an app on your phone or on your computer. Zoom or Wise. Wise, you can transfer it to your bank account here. So if my wife has a dollar bank account and a peso bank account, I can transfer from my U.S. bank account to her bank account, and then we can get the money out of the bank. But Wise takes like 7 days, where Zoom is instant. Within a couple minutes, you got your transfer, and you can just go to the pawn shop and get your cash. Very, very simple. Zoom transfer is a little bit more expensive because it's instant, but they charge you $5 for the transfer, and then they charge you like 2 points on the exchange rate. So they're making their money, right? So, and you can only withdraw. They have a limit on how much you can withdraw or remit each month, right? And then they have how much you can, a limit on how much you can remit in a 3-month period, and how much you can remit in a 6-month period. So there's restrictions on Zoom. Where Wise I've transferred, you know, $10, $20, $30,000 at a time, but that's bank to bank, right? So, and then with massive, over 100,000 at a time, I use the SWIFT system through the banking system, and I think within 4 days you have your money, 4 to 5 days, something like that. So anyways, those are the 3 methods and some of the ways I transported my money to get it to the Philippines. And I mean, do not transfer any money to any Filipina that's not your wife, right? I mean, you don't have a problem if it's your wife, but if you're not married, don't ever transfer any big money. I mean, a couple $100 here and there, maybe if you're, you know, starting a courtship with a Filipina, but otherwise, don't ever do it. So, anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta get to work here on the old chainsaw. So you guys take care, and I love you, and God bless. Bye-bye.